Hey guys, so I don't know if this is a great stop moment, but it's something that I'm feeling prompted to talk about. And it's about what's all this gay marriage drama, or what's my response. And like the other day I saw a couple of people and they're praising Australia's Prime Minister, who used to be a big Christian and was totally dead set against it, and now he's totally changed his ways, and he's like, hey, I'm totally for gay marriage. And this is at a town hall meeting, the video, and as he was sharing why he changed, as a pastor had brought up a question, and he like totally misinterpreted the Bible and almost proved that he didn't have a significant knowledge of it. And but just that, hey, we're designed this way, and this is the way we are, and so let's respect the way people are. And I thought, yes and no. And so I kind of want to explain that. For me, and I've had a number of gay guy friends, none of them said they were particularly passionate at all about gay marriage. They'd be up for it and maybe even get married if it was legal, but that's definitely not a high spot on their agenda in life. It's just the few that are kind of the radical Nazi gay guys that are making all of the fuss. Just a random top few, maybe the 3% of all the gays. And and the sad part is they're all those organizations are run by the Democratic Party. And so the feminist organizations, all the Black Power organizations, all of that is run by the Democratic Party. I've heard of cases, and people even write articles about it, about, hey, I wanted to fight for my feminist rights, and I went in to volunteer my time, and it was just all Democratic Party. And that was the whole agenda of the feminist rights movement. And the letdown and the heartbreak that went through them as they're still going out and doing it, but not for women's rights, because that's right, but because is all politically motivated. And that was the only agenda that was really to be put apart. And don't get me wrong, I'm sure the Republican Party is just as flagrant in that area as well. So whatever side of the party you're on, God bless you. We're going to keep people and love them where they're at. Now, when you look at the Bible, there are some things that God says is wrong. He says that, there's sin in the world. And there's even parts of the Bible where it describes what some of the sins are. Homosexuality is actually pointed out in Romans 1, where it's our turning away from our natural order. I'm not going to get into this. I don't want to make this a theological one, but we can put that with every sin, because later on it starts talking about just the same as sassing our parents, just the same as lying, just the same as committing adultery. All of it is sin. Folks, we do have to admit that every single person alive right here, right now, is broken. I have gone through tremendous personal growth. I've had life-changing events where I'm like, whew, bonds have been broken, and I'm a much freer, wonderful man. I'm still broken. I still know there's things inside me that are like, I can't seem to get the glory out. I can't seem to break past these chains of, what's beside me and inside me, and I want to get through that. Okay, we're all like that. Some of us are struggling to get through it, some of us are not. But regardless, we have to take people. The sin is just a component of being in that type of bondage. And so, at the first the first Sunday, the new millennium, I remember being at a church, a big church, 600-700 people in the attendance, and the thing the pastor talked about was anti-homosexuality. And I was like, oh man, you gotta be kidding me. There's probably the random 2 or 3 people that are struggling with homosexuality in the church there. That is definitely not the issue, the key issue that, you know, he needed to be addressing. I would say, seeing it was just New Year's Eve a couple of nights before, with the millennium, there was probably numerous affairs in the congregants. Why aren't we talking about adultery? Why not talk about something that will bring in conviction, that will bring in life change, that will bring in hope and faith, and putting our trust in a place where we can grow from? Why are we doing our political bashing? Okay. So for me, there, you know, I'm looking at, okay, so should we embrace homosexual marriage? Because I'm all for, let's love people where they're at. Let's love the broken people. Let's love the homosexualities people. Let's love on the liars. Let's love on the people that are struggling with addictions, that are struggling with their lust. And, you know, for me, you know, my accelerator button is on the lust button. You know, and I notice it every single time a cute girl goes walking by on the street or something like that. Mainly because of some childhood trauma and other things. I didn't grow up to be a walking hormone where, you know, I'm after every single girl. So, you know, I didn't necessarily become a major jumping off on every single girl type of thing. I don't know if you get that or not. But it's still there, and I'll still flirt with girls. But I'm just trying to keep things in their pants, and, you know, that definitely helped when I came to Christ, but not entirely. But I've learned to control a lot of that stuff. So should I say that there should be, you know, like, you know, okay, so I was married for 11 years, you know, and I was completely faithful. I had plenty of opportunities to violate the marriage bed. I did not. Should there be a group for supporting of adulterers? You know, hey, we want to support and celebrate those people who go out and betray the marriage bed. I don't think so. Should we go out and create groups that are, you know, pro-lying? Hey man, you told that lie? Let me tell you a better lie. You know, let's one up yourself and like celebrate that. And I don't think so. And the way that the God puts out that homosexuality is a behavior. It's caused by our brokenness. And yes, I definitely believe that some people have their accelerator button putting on, you know, the homosexuality aspect as opposed to lying or, you know, other different things. But, you know, I'm gonna love them as they are. I don't think we should be celebrating them. I know there's a thing, organization, PETA or something like that, where it's, you know, guys who want to have sex with real small infant children. And I don't think that organization should exist. I don't think we should be celebrating that. I don't think we should be, I mean, if I had my ways, I think we should round up their names and shoot them all or something, you know. It's not necessarily the loving, but I've heard lots of stories about, especially women, who've been violated when they're very, very young. And it has made an incredible difference in their life. I always wonder, what would they have been like if they hadn't been violated? Which led to more and more violations of their body. I don't know. I hope the world would be a better place. But we can't fix that. We can't go in time and fix the hurts of our past. But I don't think we should be celebrating the wounds that we have now either. So, as for homosexuality, I say let's love them. Let's not judge them. If you have something that you want to say, the thing I love about God is you can say, Lord, if there's somewhere that he needs to be healed right now, you do it. Lord, you know, I'd love to say, make this guy straight. You know, I've had one of my friends over in my backyard, and I was out there picking blackberries, and he's just sitting there on the table, just, you know, looking at my ass all day. You know, what can I do? You know, it's just one of those things. But, you know, if he crosses some boundaries and says, hey, let's go to the bedroom or something, that's a violation. You know, that's where we draw the line. And he knows that. But, you know, so when I say, what do I think about gay marriage? Love the people. But let's not celebrate it. Let's not make it official. I know that and understand that God is not celebrated in America right now today. I mean, he's got his little niches in the church, and I mean the church body, not necessarily the church buildings, and especially not the church political. But God is the one who set things up in a particular order that made this world beautiful. And he knew that this world was going to fall. And, you know, his agenda in this is going to remain a mystery. I think he had a very good plan, and I'm sure that he will be glorified over and over about it. So, God created things, and he created them very well. And he created the institution of marriage between a man and a woman in such a way so that it would be an illustration of Jesus and the church. And that they were the certain roles of masculinity and femininity that would complement each other. And for that reason, I'd say let's leave the institution of marriage alone. And, you know, coming from a divorced man who was content to stay in a bad marriage, unfortunately, I would say, and marriage should never be broken. You know, no divorce at all. But that's, I don't know what to say about that now. It still remains in the mystery. But as for the gay marriage, I think that's a non-issue. And I don't think we need to put a lot of effort and emphasis upon that in our politics, in our daily life, in the people that we listen to. Actually, if you really want to know what people are saying, find out who you are listening to. Okay? So if you're listening to an agenda on the radio, find out who's behind them, who's supporting them, who is doing things for them, what are they, you know, vilifying, and what are they celebrating. And find out, okay, you know, they believe in the same things that I do, but they believe in it in a way that is for an agenda. And so, you know, have some discernment on whether or not you're going to believe in that same agenda. And then know that you're supporting the agenda, not necessarily always the beliefs. Okay? So for me, gay marriage is a non-issue. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. And so that's why I was not entirely sure I wanted to do this video, but I was kind of prompted to. So there it is. Please write below any comments or questions, and I will answer them as best as I can. All right? Bless you. Bye-bye.